to the final game at Allianz Park, home of Premiership champions Saracens. We've just seen Queggs secure their place in the Under-18 Cup final on the 17th of March. But who will they face? Unlike our first semi-finalists who are familiar with one another, these two sides have never met. It's a heavyweight clash as reigning champions Bromsgrove take on Whitgift, winners of this competition in 2010 and 2011. Still alongside me in commentary is Sam Howard, who coached Dulwich College to 3 titles in a row in 2012, 2013 and 2014. And I hate to bring it up, but it was, of course, Bromsgrove that brought the Dulwich dynasty to an end. How impressive are they?
They're very impressive, yeah. They brought the Dulwich dynasty to an end, and rightly so. They outplayed us at Twickenham last year, and they were the best team on the day. And what's really impressive that I think 6 of the pack that are playing today played last year, which is a huge bonus for them to have those guys that have been here, played here last year, won here last year, and will be even bigger, even better and even stronger and hungry to repeat that success of last year.
Well, they're blaring the Six Nations loud into the stadium, and one player who's lining up for England today is Elliot Daly, who won this competition when he was at Whitgift 2 years in a row. He's lining up for England. Just how important has this competition been for the development of players in the country, schoolboy rugby?
Well, as you say, you look at Elliot Daly that's played in this competition. There's many, as they're singing that national anthem there'll be many players there that played in this competition and did well in this competition. The RFU do a great job in the NatWest Cup at under-15, under-18. The boys absolutely love playing in it. Having that carrot of playing at Twickenham is so special for these young men, and 15 of these boys are going to be fortunate enough to play there in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, well, you are definitely in the right place. No need to be watching the Six Nations. This is the big game in town. And we'll start to just have a look at how these teams have been going. And we'll start with the Bromsgrove fixtures and how they got here. They are unbeaten in the Cup and regular competitions. They've swept aside King Edward VI School, Aston, King Henry VIII School, Coventry, Solihull School, and then things start to get, the quality of the schools really ranks up. They swept aside 2 fantastic rugby playing schools in Abingdon and Bedford Modern, but really the standout is that away win at RGS Wycombe, a staggering result.
Yeah, really impressive results. As you see, they've only had 1 home game. It's not easy going away from home in the Cup. And as I say, Solihull, a big rugby score at the moment. So yeah, that's a very impressive record leading into this semi-final, and one they'll be very proud of, and especially that RGS Wycombe, who are great rugby side, great rugby school. They've won that with ease. So yeah, I think this Bromsgrove come into this semi-final full of confidence.
Okay, let's have a look at Whitgift, who've come through the London South East group. It's just particularly tricky. As you can see, making light work of Richmond College and the Harris Academy Crystal Palace, 24-19 at home to Hurstpierpoint College. And then they've actually had some real match-hardening games. KCS Wimbledon, 27-12. St Joe's, a brilliant rugby school, 11-8. They had to come from behind. Sid Holland getting the match-winning try there. And then 10-7 against Wilmslow High. Really tight games, and they are winning.
That could put them in good stead, actually. Having tough games leading into these semi-finals and finals is really beneficial. You have a long break in between these games, so if you have an easy game, you may not have a tough game for 4 or 5 weeks, which has an effect on the players. So those tight games may have done Whitgift a favour leading into this, but I think it's a big ask for them coming into this.
Yeah, their defence and fitness has been absolutely key. Let's have a look at the teams. Yeah, the big news coming out of Bromsgrove this week is that their captain, Alex Nisbet, suffered cruciate ligament damage in training, and the centre was also in line for a Scotland under-18 call-up, so thoughts go out to him at this time. And although they have lost some quality in the backs, 4 members of the front 5 have represented England age group sides. Former Gloucester and Worcester prop, who's their coach, Tony Window, has put together a formidable pack, and Tom Ford will captain the side from number 8 in the absence of Nisbet. It's a bit unfair, really, for members of your England schoolboy setup in your front 5.
Well, it's a lovely position to be in as a coach, especially if you're a forward like Tony Window. So yeah, they're an impressive pack. They're just looking at them down there. They're massive. But Whitgift aren't small easier. Dulwich played Whitgift earlier in the year in filthy conditions, and their forwards absolutely dominated the game. So Whitgift won't be sort of too worried about what's coming at them. They know Chris Wilkins would have coached their forwards and done a good job. But yeah, having 4 England players is always handy.
Okay, let's have a look at Chris Wilkins's Whitgift team, and he's championed the fitness, the defence, and the work ethic of his side. And in his words, he says they don't have any superstars. Bromsgrove's game, however, kicking game, will have to be on point, as the back 3 of Ferdinand, Griffiths, and Ajayi will be on hand to capitalise on any inaccuracies. They're very, very exciting runners. Sid Hodland, as mentioned briefly earlier, is the captain. He will lead from the front, and he could inspire his team to a famous win today. And on to the replacements. So Joe Hunt moves into the starting lineup, which means that Johnny Hocroft comes onto the bench. Expect to see Will Lockhart and Jack Weston make an impact as legs start to tire in the second half. For Whitgift, many of the bench have first team experience. Fergus Donnelly is working his way back from injury. He won the school's Players Player Award on the First 15 Summer Tour of New Zealand last year. Well, Bromsgrove are still out there, maybe because of the conditions, making 100% sure that they are fired up and ready to go. It is a bitterly cold afternoon here at Alliance Park, Sam Howard.
Yeah, clear difference between the 2 teams. Whitgift went in probably about 5 minutes ago. Bromsgrove is still out there. It is absolutely freezing. I suppose there are both ways of looking at it, that you stay out here, you stay warm, you keep running around, or you get back into the changing rooms and you get warm before you come out. So,
I know where I'd rather be.
Yeah, I would rather be in the changing rooms. But yeah, there's a clear difference from what they're doing. Let's see in 5 minutes which tactic works the best.
Just watching the warm-ups of these schools nowadays, I mean, they are so professional in their outlook. How has the schoolboy game developed over the last 5 years or so?
I think it's almost unrecognisable from what it was 5 years ago. Obviously, the size of the boys now is they're huge through the S&C coaching and their diets and things like that. But I think the organisation of the game, and I think we saw that from Queggs in the last game, their game management, how they organise their defence, how composed they are, they know what they're doing. And I think anyone that's sort of new to watching schoolboy rugby and is watching this now will really be impressed by both teams, at how organised, how skillful, how fit they are. And schoolboys rugby, I think, is one of the best forms of the game to watch.
1,000 schools have taken part in this competition in under 15 and under 18 levels. We're getting down, whittling it down to the final few. But just how important has this competition been for the development of schools rugby, having it in place?
I think it's fantastic. I think the fact that there's so many games now being streamed live, so people can watch it. I know that when Dulwich are involved, the amount of sort of messages that I was getting from people around the world that were watching it live, either old boys or parents or staff, I think it's absolutely fantastic. It's the way to go. I think that the opportunity to play here at the Allianz, to play at Twickenham, is really special. A great carrot to have at the end. And I think the RFU's done a great job in this competition. And I think it's just going to keep continuing to grow and grow.
There's the trophy That's what they're playing for. Who is going to be the hero at school on Monday? Bromsgrove versus Whitgift. Bromsgrove only re-entered this competition last year and defeated your Dulwich team. Sorry, but how would you go about stopping Bromsgrove?
I think you've got to play against them. I don't think you can go out to just sort of negate them. I think their game management and their pack are very, very strong. I think you've got to take the game to them. And I think that we saw that in the last game where Warwick, I don't think, quite took the game to Queggs enough. And I think you've got to not play sevens, but you've got to have the ambition to attack those wide spaces if they give you them and really go at them. And looking, as you said, with Griffiths and Ferdinand, both scored 12 tries this year for Whitgift. I think you've got to get the ball into their hands and see whether Bromsgrove can deal with you out wide, because they've got their pack's massive, and I don't think you're going to get much change out of them there.
Yeah, it was interesting, Wilkins saying that he had no star players. He's sort of said that all the way along, but is it mind games a little bit, in the sense that is there any way that Bromsgrove could be forced into a full sense of security?
I don't think so. Tony Window's a very pragmatic coach, doesn't get sort of too excited by anything. He's not sort of swayed.
Part of the Gloucester front row.
Yeah, he's not swayed by anything that Whitgift are saying. He'll just be focusing on what's happening in Bromsgrove and getting his forwards into the game as much as possible, dominating the game through their line out and the scrum. So yeah, I think sort of, I don't think, and Wilco's pretty pragmatic coach as well. I don't think there's a lot of sort of mind games going on there.
Just wanted to pick up on that disruption to Alex Nisbet, the injury in training this week, and how much that would affect the morale of the team.
It could well do. Very different to having someone get injured in a game and you know for a couple of weeks, to it happening in training, especially your captain, an international player in the back line. And look, obviously they're very forward based, Bromsgrove, so that's probably their best back gone out of the game. So yeah, it would have, they'll obviously try and say it hasn't, and they would have prepared undoubtedly as well as they possibly can, but just in the back of the minds maybe of a couple of the players, they may be thinking, we're going to miss him.
Well, here they come, eyeing each other up, slightly tense moments as the emotive music builds. It's all
they
on the table.
They all look pretty confident there, don't they? They look excited rather than nervous.
They've been there and done it, haven't they, Bromsgrove?
Yeah, exactly, and it makes a huge difference. Just in your...
Yeah, Tom Ford on the right there. He's the captain today in place of Nisbet with the blue gum shield and the black scrum cap. A lot of pressure on him, but he's a great ball player and was all over the park last year.
Yeah, it makes a massive difference having played there, been there and done it already. You just feel confident that you know what's going on. They shouldn't feel the pressure of playing in a semi-final. They've all played, or lots of them have played at Twickenham. They know what it takes to win here at Allianz. But again, Whitgift have got a good tradition in this competition. Their players will be desperate to go out and actually make a name for their side this year. So they stop talking about the likes of Elliot Daly and Marlon Yard, and we talk about these guys that are out on the pitch.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris Wilkins was the coach that day for Whitgift. He's got all the experience in the world. 2 trophies to his name. Tony Window's only got 1, so there we go.
They were incredibly impressive Whitgift teams that won that. Like, you had Marlon Yard, you had Elliot Daly,
Lawrence
Okoye, big second row that's playing at Queen's now, George Merrick. So yeah, they had a lovely, lovely side.
So we are getting towards kick-off, and the referee today is Mr. Jack Makepeace, which is a fantastic name for a referee.
Cracking name. Could have been used in the last semi-final after that try, but no. I thought the referee in the last game was outstanding. Actually, the quality of referees that the schoolboys get now is generally very, very good, which is great, because he's recognising that you've got some really talented young players out there who are playing the game at a top level. And you need to have the referees that can match that as well. And I'm sure that Mr. Makepeace will do that today.
Sam Morley, Whitgift 10 with the ball in his hands, links with Harlequins Academy. He's going to be very, very important today for controlling the game. George Wootton with the box kick. They couldn't quite take that Whitgift, which gives Bromsgrove some nice field position. Henry Walker crashing out. He was so busy in last year's final. I mean, his front five are just incredibly talented. Beck Cutting with the red and white scrum cap carrying, and just a little knock on there for Blake Edwards. Blake Edwards in the number 13 shirt that his brother Chase wore in the final last year.
I think he scored a cracking try, I think, his brother. But just then you had literally, they won the ball from that kick. Then they had Henry Walker carry England. Harrison Folk then carried England, and then Beck Cutting carried. You've got 3 England players coming one after the other. Fair play to Whitgift, making the tackles and then forcing that error.
Yeah, I think it was Blake Edwards that scored the winning try in last year's final. He's got incredible pace, so he'll be looking to warm up those hands a little bit.
Okay, let's focus on this semi rather than last year's final.
Stand it up.
Good point.
My fault. Stand it up.
No, but it is a good point. They having those boys that played last year is a massive advantage, and it will put Bromsgrove at an advantage over Whitgift. But as I said, this is a very talented Whitgift team that do work really hard for each other and will fight all the way in this game.
Ryan Bodkin, the loose head for Whitgift, will be relishing this opportunity to go up against this hugely talented front five. But they've just gone a little bit early with the drive there. And of course, you would go for the scrum.
With that, yeah, you would. Yeah, I think that's tough on these young kids early. They want to get into the scrum. He's penalised them there. Maybe just a little bit of a chat with them early on. They're going to make mistakes. I don't think they're doing it deliberately.
They set incredibly early, Bromsgrove. You get the sense that that's Tony Window's influence. Himself a prop forward, of course. We've obviously got this new centre partnership with the injury to Nisbet, and Matt has worked pretty nicely there off the scrum. Cutting. Oh, this is lovely hands. And here comes the left winger, Cooper Bent. Has he got there? Just getting confirmation. Cooper Bent is... Yeah, the referee's awarded the try, and it's first blood to Bromsgrove. That was a hugely impressive start.
Yeah, what a lovely try. As you said, different midfield, but they've bust through the middle there. All of the backs running hard from depth at pace. They get around the corner, and then nice hands from the forwards here. Both second rows, drawing, giving, and the hooker. And then again, as we saw in the last game, lovely finish. Did he get there?
Yeah, I think he does. And Cooper Bent.
Yeah, lovely finish from Cooper Bent.
We're back to last year's final.
Stop it. But no,
try scorer.
But you've seen both second rows, Henry Walker, all use their hands rather than just truck it up and take contact. Lovely score that. I think Henry Walker is an outstanding player. I think he's still lower sixth. He was brilliant last year in the final. But yeah, that's an absolutely outstanding try.
Yeah, Henry Walker actually started the under-18 Premiership final for Gloucester in January this year, so he's really at the forefront of selectors' minds. It's a big kick, and that is a superb effort.
Luke White disappears. This guy steps up. No, as you see here, lovely hands, great timing of the passes, and then a super finish.
Yeah, I think it was George Wootton there, the scrum half, who took the conversion. James Taylor, the new 10, offering something a little bit different apparently, allowing his Bromsgrove team to... I mean, they weren't bad with Luke, right?
No, they were very good, but he did kick the ball and he killed us with his boot. But as you said, I think this year that I've heard that they attack a lot more with their backs.
We might see James Taylor on the...
turnover.
But it's a turnover there.
Here goes Toby Wright, the scrum half for Whitgift with the big mop of hair, very easily identifiable. Bodkin absolutely furious there. The Whitgift loose head that they've blown that opportunity.
Then knock on.
They're going to need to take their opportunities today.
Yeah, they've had the turnover and then they've got the ball, but a good counter ruck again from Bromsgrove. Whitgift have got to make sure that they look after that ball better than that. Whatever ball they get, they've got to make sure that they use it well.
George Wooten with that fantastic touchline conversion, as we see here. Just having a little bit of a hard. The Nides have been at it today, haven't they?
Always at it.
George Wooten. And there's Edwards. Bags of pace. George James, fullback, gets his hands on the ball. Taylor. Walker. First touch of the ball for Joe Morris, a lively player. Reminds me a little bit of Joe Moody. Sorry, Lewis Moody.
Lewis Moody or Joe Worsley.
Yeah, Joe Morris, Lewis Moody in his work rate, the way he goes about it. So I've got a little bit of brain freeze.
It is freezing.
So,
I'm not sure what that was. It coming in from the side, but again, turnover there. Good defence from Whitgift. Bromsgrove 4 or 5 phases, chucking their big runners at Whitgift, but they made their tackles. They held firm.
Ooh, that is a big hit, and Alex Weehee did well in the end to take his man down. Sam Morley kicking for touch.
Yeah, Sam Morley's a very, very good player. Known him sort of come through Whitgift, through the age groups. He's always been an excellent player.
Gents, I'll get you time to adjust. I'm more concerned about finding your own mark.
Controls the game exceptionally well.
Yeah, he's going to have a bigger, as he said in that last game, you want your big players to have big games, and he's going to need to have a big game if Whitgift are going to have a chance today.
Fitzpatrick can't quite find his man. That was, I suppose, Bromsgrove competing. We're always going to compete there. They did exceptionally well to make a mess of that. Stevenson, though, the right winger, powerful, athletic. The counter-up is just staggeringly good from Bromsgrove.
Whitgift have done really well there. Stevenson's been smashed as he's caught the ball, but the forwards have managed to get back round. They've tied it up, and they've actually turned a pretty bad situation, and they've got the penalty. Fair play, that was really good from the Whitgift forwards and right winger there. They've just got to win this line out. Yeah, I know it's a lot easier said than done when you're coming up against that Bromsgrove pack, but they just need to ensure they win this line out because they're in a lovely position here.
Yeah, here we are. Griffiths.
Sorry,
that pressure, look at that pressure from the number 11 and try scorer, Cooper Bent, right up in his face. That's what you want from your chasing.
Yeah, super kick, make the ball land just as your winger gets there, but they do really well, Whitgift, to look after that ball. But again, there's another line out gone awry.
Yeah, worrying times at the line out for Whitgift. We're going to need to tidy that up. Here come Bromsgrove. Driving more now. First look at this. Working the way to the ball. The technique is superb, isn't it?
It's outstanding, and I think they've got a penalty from it. As you said, once you get that driving more going, it's almost impossible to stop, and they've got numbers out here.
And why wouldn't you try and spread it wide? Here comes George James in the orange boots. And Christophe Fostier did very well to get to that ruck and just make sure that they won the ball, the supporting player. George Wooten. Here's Blake Edwards over the gain line.
I think they've got numbers here.
Full advantage. That's backwards.
Santos Geldenhuys. He had to do that, really. He had to get in the way, and the referee decided it was a knock-on. So there's advantage, I think, still being played as they go across the field.
Yeah, he had to gamble. They had a huge overlap. He came in and made the gamble and made a good decision.
Big ball carrying Henry Walker again. You'll just see him do that time and time again this evening. Little grubber through. Here's our first look at JE. They have to make sure their kicking's accurate, as we said at the top, and that's neatly done from the left winger. Toby Wright to Lasha Jayana. He's one of the 3 scholars brought in at the 6th form. You're only allowed 3 additional players in your starting 15. He's a big, tall lock forward. And they've got numbers out to the right. Ali Hogg.
7 now!
Under pressure for his starting spot from Fergus Donnelly. But he's played so well that coach Chris Wilkins has decided to keep him in the starting lineup. Santos Geldenhuys again, good carry. They're starting to get into the game here.
Yeah, they kept the ball well, they're good, they defended well. Just scrappy there.
Hogg just taking the ball on, trying to get those precious yards.
Great steal, I think was that Henry Walker again. Yeah.
4 move, thank you for hold.
Wootton cutting. They're just so busy, the front 5. They are absolutely everywhere. Here's Tom Ford, today's captain, leading by example, working up the right wing. But that is brilliant for Whitgift. Defence is what has gotten through. We should be getting a replay coming up. This is the Walker one.
Yeah, great body position, getting his hips low, getting over the ball. Once he's in that position, you're not getting it off him. But as we said, Whitgift have defended really well. They've made their tackles. They work really hard. They just need a little bit more control once they've got the ball. I think Toby Wright's fairly inexperienced as a 9. I think he just needs to work his way into the game. Needs maybe a little bit more help from Morley at 10, just to boss proceedings and see where they're going to go. Because they've had some ball, they just need to use it a little bit better.
Yeah, Toby Wright was very, very impressive in their games against St Joe's and Wilmslow. He's started the season in the second 15 and made his way into the first 15, and that's a lovely pass.
Great line out, that's what they need. They need to win the ball. Great carry.
Jack Forrest.
13 move!
Strong carry over the gain line. Dom Adkins gets knocked back, but still in possession. Toby Wright, Morley playing the percentages. Just gone out, but encouraging signs there for Whitgift.
Yeah, much better. They've won the line out. Great ball off the top. I think Sid Holland has smashed it up the middle. Right decision by Morley, just overcooked it a little bit. But yeah, much better sort of game management. Hit it up the middle, try and create an overlap. If it's not on, put the ball in behind Bromsgrove. But now they face this Bromsgrove line out now, so that Whitgift need to send numbers up and try and stop the ball at source.
Will we see a drive ball? Would you try and maybe stand off and see what the old tactic at the moment that everyone seems to be employing?
I'm not a fan of that tactic. I think you've got to do it really well. I think if you get it wrong, you give the impetus to the opposition. I can see why you might use it sometimes, but no, I'm not a massive fan of it.
Bromsgrove working it out. Here's James Taylor, lovely feet. Played full-back in last year's final before coming off with an injury, but he was in the shadow of Luke Wright a bit last year. But he's now gets his chance to shine.
Two's changed his mind. Two's changed his mind to achieve the side entry.
Gone.
Yeah, see now, I would have thought this will go into the 22. Now you're in a really tough position of what you do defensively, because if you go up to try and compete for the ball and don't win it, then it's really tough to stop the drive. But if you just back off, you're going to have to really hit it hard once they hit the deck. So be interested. It looks as if Whitgift is setting up just to absolutely smash it or sack it straight away and stop this ball at source, because once Bromsgrove get this more going, it's almost impossible to stop. Yeah, you can see Whitgift aren't going to jump. They're either going to sack it when they land, or they're all just going to absolutely fly in and blitz it and hit it as hard as they can, which is what they've done. Now they must keep that on.
That's excellent from Whitgift, but can they rearrange quickly enough? The answer is no. Here come Bromsgrove. Bet Cutting in his red and white scrum cap has got the ball at the back of that driving maul. Here he goes.
Tackle!
Weehee brings him down and disrupts play well. George James, he's been lively early on.
Very much so. He's got good feet with George James.
Ferguson inside. That's a big, big carry from Tom Ford, the captain. And it looks like the hooker, Henry Walker, who has had an absolutely terrific opening 15 minutes, has got the second try of the game.
He's been outstanding, not just by his carrying, he's put in a lovely inside pass there, and I think to the number 8, Tom Ford. It was a good Whitgift tackle, but then the power just keeps coming at you and you just can't make enough tackles at the time, and then Henry Walker's just gone out from a yard. You're not going to stop him from there. But again, nice play here. George James used his feet, gets in behind. What's good to see the speed that they recycle the ball. They get down, the ball, they works really hard on the floor there, presents the ball lovely. And look at this lovely little pass there from the hooker inside.
Tom Ford, a natural successor for the captaincy, with the news this week that Alex Nisbet is injured. And here's George Wooten, who was on the bench last year. Really stamping his authority. 2 beautiful conversions.
2 great kicks, 2 great scores. We talked about the forward power, but they've got the ability to go wide, to threaten out wide, so which makes it really difficult because you've got to stop them at source. So you've got to put numbers in to stop their forwards, which means you then leave space out wide, and they've got the skills and the ability to go round you as well. So it really is a full package this Bromsgrove have got here.
Little mistake though. Knock on from the tight head. Harrison Fook did not enjoy that. Now sparks flying, and they have to be careful here, Bromsgrove. They're in a commanding position. Do something stupid, they could be down to 14, but this is what it means to the players. Tasty affair, fiery occasion.
Yeah, like I dare say the Whitgift team would have been stood behind the post thinking we're 14-0 down after 16 minutes. Come on, we've got to get fired up. We've got to do something. We've got to smash someone who's gone in there. But as you say, Bromsgrove have just got to keep their heads. They've got the dominance. They've just got to not do anything stupid. Their line-out's excellent. They've got so many good players in their team. As long as they keep their heads, they shouldn't really struggle from this dominant position that they're in. But, as I've said before, they still are. They're only 16, 17. They're still young men. It's a big pressurised position for them to be in.
So the referee
if they're making friends.
Having a bit of a chat. Mr. Makepeace.
He's Makepeace.
Yeah, he's just telling everyone to relax a little bit. Good refereeing.
Excellent refereeing. Yeah, they're bound to be fired up. A little bit of handbags. Let's just get on with the game. Really good officiating there.
Yeah, it was Harrison Fook that knocked the ball on. Or into touch, it looks like. That's a little bit wayward. And there is Harry Lloyd-Jones. Edwards. He's just an absolute handful, taking after his brother. Taylor throws the interception pass, and how close was that for Santos Geldenhuys? He would have been in under the post. Whew. They're trying to play, but they're making mistakes now, Bromsgrove, and there's a little knock on. What's happening here?
I think Whitgift may have been offside. I think Santos was offside when he came for that interception.
Just shows, though, how quickly things can change.
Yeah, if he takes that, suddenly, I'm not sure if it was him offside or if it was the next play. But yeah, if he catches that and it's 14-7, as I said, game on.
Here goes Ferdinand, one of their dangerous runners and top try scorers this evening. 12 this season, the 12.
Blue release!
Steal for Bromsgrove. Walker with the ball in his hand. Be interesting to know how many touches he's had already. Lawrence Weston, tall figure. Beck cutting. Terrific player. Wooten. Onto Folk.
2-6!
Tony Window must be telling them to make sure the forwards get their hands on the ball every play if they can. It's terrific stuff. Whitgift digging deep, needing to defend like they have done so well throughout this whole competition. They're pressing up hard, but there could be space here now on the left-hand side. Joe Morris. Oh, it was a wonderful bit of skill with one hand by Cooper Bent. And Bromsgrove are edging closer to the Whitgift line.
Hold the line. Thank you.
Wootton. Tom Ford takes the ball in. Wootton on the blind side again.
Tackle 8!
Joe
No
Hunt.
2!
Whitgift nearly getting there, nearly disrupting.
5, hold, on the line.
So patient, great composure here.
They're just so well organised. They know what they're doing. They're not panicking. Fair play to Whitgift. They're not conceding any penalties. They're great chop tackles. Santos has made about 3 tackles in 3 minutes.
Wootton. Taylor, little dummy again.
Tackle!
Good defence. Sam Morley has done fantastically well there for Whitgift, and again just a little bit of disruption, just makes the play a little bit longer for Bromsgrove. But here come the big runners. Walker, it's probably his 13th carry, the first half already. Blake Edwards, try.
What a fantastic try. They must have kept that for about 15 phases then. Like, Whitgift's defence was outstanding, but eventually you're going to run out of numbers when you've got Falk, Walker, Cutting coming at you again and again. And I just think, as we talked about big players, like if you go through that Bromsgrove team, Walker's having a great game, Ford's having a great game, Edwards out wide's having a good game, Cooper Bent's having a good game. They're all having real strong games, and that's what you want. When your big players are all playing well, it's difficult to stop. Like, you stop their forwards and then suddenly Blake Edwards comes at you. James Taylor's controlled the game brilliantly. He's attacking blind sides, he's going open. He's really dictating where this Bromsgrove go. It's, again, very impressive, and they've got good players all over the park, and it's very difficult to defend against that.
There's a reason why they are unbeaten in not only this competition, but in their regular season as well. Terrific team.
With an excellent goal kicker as well, so they really don't have many weaknesses. And I think this all came back from that all stemmed from that line out that Whitgift had. They lost the line out. I think they've lost 3 out of 4. The one they won, they shortened it and went to a 4 or 5 man. I think they've got to go almost every line out. They've got to shorten the ball, because you go up against this Bromsgrove team, they're going to beat you if you go all in. So they've got to try things differently, Whitgift. Even though it's still early in the game, I think they've got to change things up. As we said beforehand, you have to have a go at this Bromsgrove team because they're so good. You've got to do things slightly differently.
That organisation shown from the kick-off again.
Yeah, look at that. They've got that ball going.
It's a big maroon wave that Whitgift are trying to stop.
No 5!
The
No!
men from South London really need to dig deep here. It wasn't like they were doing anything particular. They've done anything particularly wrong. It's just the constant pressure, the constant composure.
Well, I can't think of a Bromsgrove error, and when a team doesn't make any errors, then it's tough to play against.
Right, here's Ferdinand,
2.
but we're going back for an offside advantage.
Yeah, Whitgift haven't played particularly badly. Bromsgrove have just been excellent. Whenever they've had the ball, they've controlled it. They've either got penalties through their forwards, or their backs have put pressure out wide, and they haven't coughed off the ball. As opposed to that first semi-final when we saw quite a lot of errors, they've just held on to the ball. They're looking, I hate to say it as a word, but they're looking like a real professional side. They're just keeping the ball. They know what they're doing, looking super organised with outstanding sort of skill as well. The handling has been brilliant.
6. I'll give you the opportunity.
Yeah, it's a professional. They look incredibly organised when they're warming up. Their conditioning looks superb. Their old boy Andy Good would be rather proud of some of the conditioning of their players here.
Oh my God, every single one of them is in better condition than he is, and I think he'd be the first to admit that. Yeah, no, they look really impressive, and I'm sure, or definitely I'm sure, Queggs will be watching this, and Trevor will be sort of making notes of what he has to do when he comes up against them. If they win, obviously, the game's not over yet.
Certainly isn't.
But again, they're in a lovely position with that forward pack. I think if they score here, it's looking ominous for Whitgift.
Weston soars into the air, commanding the players in around him, and this unstoppable force is moving into a fantastic field position. They're now right in the middle, and the Whitgift defence is completely split. There's just no rush to get the ball out at all. It's now in the hands of the scrum half, and here it comes. Could have been another opportunity for an interception there. They do well to wrap up. Christophe Fostier. Here is Lloyd Jones, the number 6, and how much he wants to be at the Twickenham final. He played this fixture last year, the semi-final, and picked up an injury, and therefore was not part of the first 15 that went on to lift the trophy. He must be more determined than anyone to get onto the field at Twickenham.
Yeah, awful for a young player to get injured in a semi or leading up to the final at Twickenham. So really great that he's got on the score sheet there, and it's looking more and more likely that he's going to be playing at Twickenham in a couple of weeks. Yeah, the first sort of soft try, I'd say. Whitgift, I wouldn't have thought they'd be very happy with that defence. Bromsgrove broke out from that driving ball, maybe a little bit early actually. First time George Wootton's actually taken the ball out when probably they still had control. It went a bit loose. Whitgift pounced on it, and they should have really done a little bit better then with their defensive shape.
The wind just catching the ball there. I felt it rush through the commentary box at the same time as the ball just drifted off to the left there.
I can't feel anything, it's so cold up here.
Let's have a cuddle.
Whitgift have got to try and get the ball somehow. They've got to sack this kick straight away, or actually compete for the ball if they can. So they've gone long. That's not a bad tactic.
Tom Ford, I mean, that brilliant carry from the number 8. Gives his 10 every option
onside
to get the ball out. Here's Griffiths. We saw him early on. Needs to do everything he can to get involved in the game.
Blue sleeve!
It's that counter-up again.
Yeah.
Energy, front 5 of Bromsgrove everywhere. Blake Edwards doing the shirt proud that his brother wore last year. Beck cutting. He was superb against your team last year, Beck cutting, if I remember.
He was absolutely brilliant. He dominated the line out. I think there were about 3 charge downs off our box kicks as well.
So there's a little knock on there. Referee playing advantage. There's a hand in.
Advantage over.
They're still going, cutting to Walker. And here he is, Cooper Bent for his second try. And like you said, this is starting to look a little bit ominous now. And the quality of this Bromsgrove team is shining through.
Outstanding try, but again, it came from Whitgift, had the ball, poor pass, Bromsgrove turn it over, and once you give these guys the ball, it's almost impossible to get it back off them. Like again, if you watch the quality of the handling, they get the timing right, they draw their man, very simple but done at pace, inside shoulder runner, and then again, Cooper Bent finishes brilliantly. Give him a one-on-one and he's going to score.
He's got a sort of Milner Scudder-ish type stature.
Yeah.
And feet. I mean,
really quick
you're obviously
feet.
comparing one of the best players in the world with a schoolboy. But
really quick feet, a low centre of gravity, powerful in the hips, and he's finished 2 tries in a sort of yard out there. What's also impressive about this Bromsgrove side, they look, obviously they're very, very good, but they really look up for it as well. Every time there's a score, they're all congratulating each other, they're getting pumped up. it really matters to these guys as well, which is just as important as being good.
And how this fella, George Wooden, wasn't even in the starting 15 last year, I have no idea.
He's been excellent.
Strong breeze, just keeping that one out, but he's a fine kicker. And they have come out with huge intensity. They want to defend their title, and I was speaking to a member of the RFU who said that the trophy was a little bit in a bit of a state when it came back from Bromsgrove, and they clearly celebrated hard with a few celebratory Lucasades at the end of last year's final.
I think it had been in a state for a while.
So it's from your lot, the Dulwich dynasty.
Onside.
Here's Wilkins, Cameron Wilkins, son of Chris Wilkins, the head coach.
Oh, I didn't know that. His dad was a very, very good player.
He's been, his dad, been in charge for 9 years and oversaw those 2 famous Whitgift wins. I think we've got a replacement scrum half there, number 20. I just saw Harry Wilson. Yeah, there he is. Toby Wright's afternoon cut short. And here we go.
This is better.
Adkin. This is more like it. This is more like the Whitgift team that we saw on the charge in their quarter-final against Wilmslow. They had to dig deep a lot this season already. 31-0, you know, teams have come back from those scores, and they're playing with the right sort of energy here.
Yeah, this is, as a coach, this is what you want to see from your team. You want to see them come back, show some spirit. But again, fair play to Bromsgrove. We've seen their quality in attack, but the defending ferociously as well. Here, great line speed, getting up in Whitgift's face.
But it's slow ball. It's slowed by that man, Henry Walker, who's at every breakdown, it seems. He is a man with a very big future, it would seem.
Yeah, he's been outstanding, absolutely outstanding.
Harry Wilson's added a bit of energy to this Whitgift team. Fitzpatrick, the hooker, takes the ball on. Here's Sam Morley. They'll need his composure now more than ever. Very experienced, links with Harlequin's academy. He's got plenty of time on the ball, but a little bit of miscommunication there between the 9 and his backs, or his oncoming forwards there. Bromsgrove have the ball, and here comes Christophe Fostier, and he gives the ball to Jay, who's still going, but the referee has pulled them back for a high tackle. I'd like to have another look at that.
2. Time to line out, yeah?
Again, a turnover from Whitgift. They had the ball, they turn over, and again, look at this, just draw the man, give, there's a prop, draw the man, give your winger the ball.
Simple rugby, played very, very well. And Alex Hogg just deemed to be going a little bit high there on the tackle, which is probably
a little bit harsh maybe, but he did ride up as the initial contact, and then I think he rode up. But again, you give the ball away to this Bromsgrove team, they just punish you. They've obviously got very good players, but they're just doing the basics really well. They're running straight, they're passing, they're running at pace, they're coming from depth. Really great for any youngsters that are watching this. They're just doing the basics really well and really quickly.
A couple of minutes to half-time. Whitgift almost need a clean slate here. They need to try and say, like, let's defend now. Let's not let Bromsgrove over the line before half-time, so they can get in and listen to their coach, Chris Wilkins, and see what he's got to say. But once again, this is looking incredibly ominous, and it's a second try for the open side flanker, Harry Lloyd-Jones.
As you said, like you talked about, would you back off? I think Whitgift hold off this line out, try and come round the side to sack it, but as soon as that doesn't work, you are in serious trouble, especially against a good team like this. So I think if we see it from the line out here, you'll see that Whitgift just hold off. They send Santos round, he doesn't get the ball, and then they're in a world of hurt. Harry Lloyd-Jones has a nice easy ride in at the back of the maul there.
Well, it's 38-0, and it looks like the referee's blown for half-time.
It would be interesting, I dare say it's probably never happened at this level, but in the early rounds, once you get to 50 points, the game stops, because obviously in the early rounds you may have sort of the bigger schools playing against the less established schools, so to stop the sort of 80, 90, 100-point scorelines, the game is stopped when there's a 50-point difference. Whether that applies now,
I don't think so. I don't think Chris Wilkins will want that. He's going to want his boys to dig incredibly deep and show some character. You can see, well, you can't see at home actually, but in the huddle, he is now delivering a monstrous team talk to his side. He wants them to show character, and it's often an adversity that you need to, where people stand up. Now,
as a coach, that's all you want to see now. You want to see your boys respond and come out, as you say, come out and show some character, some fight, some pride in the shirt, which, to be fair, you can't really say they haven't done that. They're just coming up against an outstanding Bromsgrove. I think we have to look at how good Bromsgrove are playing rather than sort of what Whitgift sort of aren't doing, because they're not being allowed to do anything. Yep, they've coughed the ball up a couple of times quite cheaply, but that's because the Bromsgrove defence is coming at them. It's coming at them with real good line speed. They're powerful tackles that are coming in. And then in attack, this Bromsgrove team can hit you from anywhere. Just draw and give, one-on-one, really powerful, lovely step, over.
You know, you kind of want international teams sometimes to play with that level of quality.
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic. And
so simple.
And what's even more impressive, and like, they are England players, which is great for the future of English rugby. You've got second rows and props making the right decisions there and drawing and giving when they should do, which is fantastic to see these young kids do that. Hopefully these will progress. And again, you'll see another lovely little inside ball. Great tackle, fair play from the Whitgift hooker. But you're not stopping Walker from there.
There's a big carry from the captain, Tom Ford, who's led his team superbly with the absence of they lost their captain in the week, and it doesn't appear to have had any impact at all.
You wouldn't know at all, would you? They've been, like, again, another from Tom Ford. What's impressive is these guys, Tom Ford is a big, strong character, but he's just done a lovely little offload before contact. He's drawn the Whitgift guys into him, and then he's just put the pass in. The centre's gone through. What's also the speed of the ball, you see how the ball carrier is working really hard on the floor to get that ball back, to give the ball to Wootton at 9 on a plate, and he can move it quickly. As you say, great to see the try there from Morris, who missed out last year playing in the final. Again, prop drawing and giving, second row. This is and it's great. It's almost a carbon copy of that first try, isn't it?
Yeah, Bromsgrove are a terrifically good team. And in terms of the teams that you've watched over your years, where does this side rank? You've been involved in schoolboy rugby for a long, long time now. I mean, obviously, you coached the great Dulwich team.
Very, very impressive. Our team in the second year that we won was outstanding, and I think our performance in the final against Warwick will be up there in one of the best performances I've seen. This is a really strong team. The Wellington teams that we've played against have been outstanding when they had the back line of Edgeley. They were outstanding, but this is very, very impressive.
Yeah, only 5 schools have won back-to-back under-18 cups before. Bradford Grammar in the early 1990s. Colston's then won 6 on the bounce from 1995 to the year 2000. Oakham then won twice. Whitgift, today's opponents. Yourselves, Dulwich for 3 years. 11, 12 and 13, or 12, 13 and 14, sorry. And of course, Bromsgrove are looking to add their names to that list of illustrious winners that have won this trophy twice.
Yeah, it's very impressive.
How hard is it to retain the trophy?
It's not so difficult when you've got 4 England players and half your team are at the academy as well. It makes it a lot easier. But yeah, every team sort of treats the game against you as a final. But as I said, your players do have that confidence. They know they've been there, and it gives you that extra 10% maybe. But when you've got the quality that they've got out there, it makes it a lot easier. See, again, Whitgift have held off there. Bromsgrove have held it in. They haven't taken the ball to the back, so Whitgift can't even come around and sack that. Again, really clever and well-coached line-out play there from Bromsgrove.
Lloyd Jones with the ball at the back of that maul, and they force the penalty. This will be going in the corner, one would think.
Yeah, so for people watching that, so Bromsgrove, Whitgift don't compete at that line out. They hang off, and they're hoping to then come around the side and tackle the ball when it gets to the back. But Bromsgrove have been really clever. They've held the ball at the front. They've just kept going and going and going. And once they get going, it's almost impossible to stop.
Looks like we've had a substitution. Jack Weston is on for Bromsgrove. Looks like he's come on for Joe Morris. Try score in the first half.
Not the start that Chris Wilkins would have been looking for from his team. The kick-off, I think they dropped the ball, it went into touch. You give line-outs against this Bromsgrove, they just look uber confident.
Lloyd Jones, that's his second try today.
Hope you're enjoying yourself.
Very determined.
9.
Yeah, he's almost in that sort of kneel back roll at the back there. He just sort of controls the ball, lets all the forwards in front of him do all the hard work, and he just sort of flops over at the back. But again, it must be a lovely position to be at the back of that maul with that massive pack just driving you on. This is where, as a coach, it's really tough for those. They're young men, the Whitgift boys, their body language, you've got to try and hope that your leaders sort of big everyone up. You don't want them to give up. You've got to try and keep your heads up. It's difficult, but you just want them to keep going out there, making their tackles, hitting rucks and carrying hard.
Wootton sends the ball into the cold North London air. Whitgift retain the ball. Oh no, they don't. Comes back. I thought Wilkins had got hold of it, but Bromsgrove come again. Big runners around
Tackle only.
the corner. Wilkins. Whitton. Working that blind side really well, and an error's come this time. But will the referee allow advantage? They're so quick over the ball. Ajay making inroads, but the ref deciding to go back there.
Yeah, see, again, what Bromsgrove do there, they're not doing anything sort of magical or mysterious. They're just coming around the same way, hitting it hard. The scrum half wouldn't sort of controlling it, and they're just so difficult to stop. Wave after wave of big, powerful forwards coming at you. And then when they do turn it over, Whitgift get the ball, but then as soon as they get tackled, they've got a couple over, jacking and stealing the ball as well. They just do, every single one of them does their job so well. Even just from that kick-off, they don't try, even though they're, 43 points up, Wootton still puts in a brilliant box kick. The winger chases. They just do the basics brilliantly. Very talented team, but obviously very well coached as well.
Give us that space, I'll speed it up. Yeah, 2 squad.
I wonder if the sort of disruption of half-termers and the lack of training and match practice may have impacted a little bit on Whitgift here.
It could well have done it. It's not easy. It's not easy having that half-term break. They probably won't have played a game for maybe three weeks with a half-term in there, but Bromsgrove will be in the same position. You've got to, they've had half-term as well. It's not as if they would have been in any more than Whitgift. So maybe they've just dealt with it a little bit better. But yeah, it's not ideal having that half-time break come straight in. It makes it very difficult for the coach.
Neat little pick up there from number 18, Jack Weston. And on come Bromsgrove again. He's got, I was about to say he's got fantastic hands, and then
Flank options.
Commentator's curse. He fired the ball a little bit too quickly into Cooper Bent, a little bit too sympathetically.
Okay, send him on.
It's a lovely position to be in as a coach now. You can get all your subs on. You can rest some of your, well, you say your bigger players. They're all very good for Bromsgrove. So I'm not sure who you want to give a rest time to, but you can get guys on, give everyone game time. Everyone gets to play on this great surface. To that final in Twickenham.
Yeah, I think we've just seen Will Lockhart come on at the open side, on the open side flank.
Gents, it's turned, we can't play away. It's turned before the balls come out. You gain advantage out of it. Same ball, Blue.
You were in the upper sixth at Dulwich College when the so-called Dulwich Dream Team came onto the scene with the likes of David Flatman, Nick Easter, John Dawson, Andrew Sheridan. Just how exciting was it to see a generation of players come through a school?
Yeah, even then. So as I said, I was in the upper sixth and they're first years. And normally you don't have a clue who the first years are when you're in the upper sixth. And even then you knew that this team was something special.
I just interrupt you there as Ajay comes away with the ball, but the referee, I think, has awarded, it's just a forward pass. Sorry, just if we go back briefly to the boys at Dulwich coming through.
Yeah, we knew it was pretty apparent after sort of a month and the results that these kids were putting out, and as first team players we were sort of asked to go and watch them because they'd obviously play in the morning, and we went and watched them play one game, and again it was incredible, not just how big and powerful but their skill level, and you could tell even then you knew that they were going to be special. And I think like the fact that they went through their whole school career without losing a game and sort of hardly conceding any points, I think that will go down as the best school team ever. It's a shame that they didn't play in the cup because I think that they would have beaten that Colston team. They were absolutely incredible. With the amount of players who were all in the school from year 7, that's what makes it even more remarkable. They didn't even have anyone join the school. They were all at the school from the age of 11. I think Flats was the only one that came in into the sixth form. So yeah, that makes it even more remarkable.
Bromsgrove are starting to build something here.
Very much so. To do it 2 years in a row, it'd be interesting. I'm not sure what they've got coming through. Sort of, I would have thought a lot of this team will be leaving next year, apart from sort of Walker's still there. Any team with him in is going to be pretty good. Nice to see Whitgift throwing the ball around then from that scrum. I think that's what they've got to do. Try and attack out wide with their wingers. They've scored lots of tries this year. They've got to try and get the ball in their hands.
Beck cutting. Lovely hands. And number 17 there, Will Lockhart, did incredibly well to keep hold of the ball. James Taylor. Oh, the ball has beautifully moved on there from Edwards. And here come Bromsgrove, deep into Whitgift territory, but they have retained the ball. They've got the ball back there, Whitgift. Little knock on. Good defence.
Great cover defence, but what a lovely attack from Bromsgrove there. If you look at the depth that they've got, which enables, I think it was outstanding hands from, I think it was Blake Edwards there. But because he was so deep, he had the time to get the ball away, and then Walker's running at pace again, timing his pass to perfection. Everything done, really basically done so well. Attacking from deep, running at pace, running straight, and causing problems. But fair play to Whitgift. They've got across that scramble really well there.
Nick Lucena joining the action. 12. So he's replaced Joe Hunt, who's done very well in the absence of Alex Nisbet.
Yeah, sort of
no 17.
Big arse to come in to replace your sort of captain who's an international who's done really well in the centre.
Right, Whitgift giving it a go from deep, trying to show some of the ambition
Ball's turned over.
that's got them to this semi-final position, and they did exceptionally well.
You're on the floor
come
now.
away here with a little bit of pride. 43-0. It's going to be a very tough task now.
It is, but they're doing exactly what they should do. Carry hard, take it to Bromsgrove.
That's much better. Lovely hands from Alex Hogg. It's out the back door there.
Really lovely, great offload inside. They've got to sort of not throw caution to the wind, but play with some ambition. Try and move this Bromsgrove team around and run really hard, which is, the coach would be, Chris Wilkins would be pleased to see in this last couple of minutes of play from Whitgift.
Good carry from Gabriel Diaz-Alwyn, the reserve loose head prop. Bit of energy, and that's a good nudge.
Yeah, really good 2 minutes of play there from Whitgift. They've carried hard, then they've brought the winger up, there's space in behind, and then they've put in a nice kick. Now they've got to try, this is the lovely offload here.
They're a good partnership, aren't they, Hogg and Forrest?
Yeah, really good play. They work well together. Now they've just got to try and win this ball in the line-out, which is where they've struggled. And it's not easy, but I think they've got to try and...
You've got to then release it.
In this area on the pitch, they're going in, they're getting it 2 men up. You've got to try and win the ball.
Get the big man, Lasha Gianni, with the head tape up, if you can. Try and disrupt the ball.
When you got they can throw like that. Again, look at that. Such brilliant play from Bromsgrove. They've got the confidence. Whitgift are sending 2 up, but they got confidence to throw it over both of them and then set this juggernaut of a maul up.
One sideways.
How do you stop
Same maul.
a problem like Bromsgrove maul? This is what Queggs are going to have to try and figure out over the next couple of weeks.
Tackle!
Finals coming into sight Thursday, 17th of March at Twickenham. We already know that Northampton School for Boys will play St Ambrose in the Vars. And Queggs Wakefield are through and will surely play Bromsgrove in that final.
If you're the Queggs coach, that's exactly what you're trying to work out what to do. You've got to stop this line-up. If you don't stop this line-out, you are in trouble. And I think that will be #1 priority. There's no, as a coach, I would say, we'll just worry about us. You can't just worry about yourself against that line-out. It's so good.
That is lovely line-out ball from Whitgift, who is still going here. And there's the skipper. That's a good carry from Sid Holland. Haven't seen enough of that from him maybe today, but that's really strong, and he's still going, leading for the front. Fantastic play from the #6.
Tackle, Red!
Morley. Here is Fergus Donnelly's on the pitch with the scrum cap.
No!
Wilkins. Whitgift will do anything to get rid of that 0 in the top left-hand corner of your screen. Little nudge forward, playing the territory. It's clever play. Ultimately, Bromsgrove now have the ball.
Hold.
See how they get out of this trouble.
Great play from Whitgift. Again, pretty lovely line out, direct up the middle, great carry, and then another little good break up the left. It's really good. This is what the Whitgift coaches will be pleased to see from their players. Hopefully they just don't let Bromsgrove out cheaply here, and then they should have another line out.
Good hit there from Fitzpatrick on his opposite man, the big lump Walker. They're still making it count, Whitgift. Trying to put pressure on Ferdinand.
Onside.
Good pressure on the exit kick. And that is a good clearance.
Yeah, good clearance, but Whitgift are still where they want to be. Again, they've got to try and make sure they win this line out and do exactly that they've just done. Over the last sort of 5 minutes, they've had quite a lot of possession, and they've taken it to Bromsgrove and have looked much more threatening with the ball. That's what they've got to do. They've got some strong ball carriers. They've got pace out wide.
Whitgift fans doing whatever they can to motivate their team as we move into the final.
You probably turn it over.
So.
Yeah, they've been cracking over there. They haven't shut up all afternoon, and that's what you want from your crowd. They haven't had far to come up this through the middle of London, I dare say.
It probably took them took them longer than the guys.
Yeah, probably. But they're enjoying themselves over there, and they're making noise, which is what you want from your crowd.
20. 5 in. Hold where you are. 9, you happy?
There it is. Whitgift fans enjoying themselves.
5 no.
Ashajiana is a really good in the line out. It's been so good in the last couple of games, but really that level of quality has been on a different level from Bromsgrove today.
So aggressive in defence, Bromsgrove as well. We've talked about their attack, but in defence they're so aggressive. They keep coming at you. They keep coming forward with good line speed, and they just create those turnovers. And once they've got the ball, they just come at you with their big runners again and again and again.
Full advantage.
Whitgift almost having one of their better spells in the game.
Yeah, they've dominated the last sort of 5-6 minutes of this game. It'd be nice if they could get a score. I think they deserve a score from what they've been doing in the last few minutes. They've just got to look after that ball.
Red, no hands!
Harry Wilson,
over.
the substitute Whitgift scrum half, trying to organise things. Out comes the ball. Here is Donnelly. He can play. Gets the ball on to Ferdinand. And that's a lovely line. Dangerous, dangerous runner. And he's still going. Great strength. Here they come again. It's a ball that I think the refs decided to let that go. Went backwards, he's saying. Oh. But he looks, I'm not sure what he did there. He threw the ball away.
I thought he thought the whistle had gone.
In the tackle. In the tackle.
Yeah, I think he did.
But cracking break
Maybe
here.
Whose ball? Their ball.
Lovely little pass there.
Yeah, really nice play from Whitgift here. They're sort of, as I said, over the last 10 minutes, they probably dominated the possession, dominated the play. They just, again, that Bromsgrove defence works so hard, and they just can't make that final pass stick. I think that's the big difference.
9.
They had an overlap there.
9.
They were a little bit too flat, a little bit lateral, as opposed to Bromsgrove in the first half, who were running straight and from depth, and that's just been a little bit difference between the two sides. When they're creating their overlaps, Whitgift just aren't quite taking them, whereas Bromsgrove was super clinical in that first half. But they're still in a lovely position, still in the 22. It's their scrummage. Let's see what they can do from this attacking scrum here.
Gents, let's achieve balance before the balls come in. I need balance.
They're getting their set very, very early. Tony Window certainly knows what he's doing in that department. Well, certainly on the other side of the scrum. I mean, that pressure.
Got straight. Shoulder.
It's difficult to watch, in a sense. They are so well drilled.
They are so well drilled, but I think they're probably maybe a few subs on there are over keen. Oh, Whitgift have gone. Not going to take the line out. They've gone at them.
Here's Wilkins carrying to the end. Diaz Alwyn. He's a powerful, stocky fella. And he's doing well since he's come on. Here's a J. Oh, he's done absolutely brilliantly in the finest of spaces, and that is one of the finishes of the day.
Outstanding finish. He's given the crowd something to cheer about. Super finish. Again, they've hit it up hard. He had no right to score that from that position. He's finished it brilliantly, and he's shown why he scored 12 tries, I think, in the season already.
43 points to 5. It was an absolutely brilliant, lovely hands from Sid Holland, the captain. He's starting to make a real impact in this game. Gets round 1-2 defenders, and then the little somersault to finish. That's like you in your old days, isn't it?
I was just rolling over. Cracking finish there. Again, no room to move. Lovely spin, and then, as you say, great dive and finish there. Let's hope Whitgift can keep this up for the rest of the game. They've been really good this half. the substitutes have come on and made a difference. I think sparked the team into a little bit of life. I think Bromsgrove have ringed the changes, but hopefully Whitgift will continue for the rest of the half the way they've played for the last 10 minutes.
Whitgift are an incredibly proud school. There's no way that they'll want to leave here with their pride dented. You know, that they are an exceptionally talented sporting school.
Oh, huge reputation, not just for rugby, all sports. They take it very seriously. The headmaster wants them to do well at all sports. They're excellent at hockey, cricket and rugby. So yeah, they're not going to roll over and die, and it's been great to see them come out, because after that first try in the second half, the body languages weren't great, and I was a bit worried for them, but actually they've been outstanding for the rest of this second half and have really thrown everything at Bromsgrove.
We're not too far from Twickenham, just around the M25. It's going to be a fantastic day of finals there, as we watch a brilliant school team go hammer and tongs. That is a fantastic little pass there from Christophe Fostier to set up the substitute. And out comes the ball. Has there been a better man on the pitch than that man today? I'm not too sure. Henry Walker carrying to the bitter end. Lovely offload from Beck Cutting. And it looks like the second row might be in. Lawrence Weston gets a try.
Again, a cracking try. It's almost as if like Whitgift score and then Bromsgrove will think, right, come on, let's go up again. Let's prove that we're the better team here. From the scrum, they go wide, look after the ball, then come back wide again. Walker's just absolutely sensational, whether he was in close or out wide. And then what an offload that is. Absolutely superb offload from Beck Cutting. As I said, these England boys, it really looks promising for the national side in the future with the quality of these youngsters. Like, they're not just trucking it up, they're using their brains, they're using their handling skills. And now we have Tom Ford, the number 8, even goal kicking.
Rubbing salt into the wound. Dinks it. Well, that's quite a cute little conversion from the number 8. Zandbrook would have been proud of that.
Took the words out of my mouth.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's like as we said, Whitgift had a dominant 10 minutes, and then Bromsgrove is, as you said, almost as if they just want to go up a gear, and they score a lovely try.
That's worked nicely in the favour of the left winger, Cooper Bent, who looks to have grown in size and stature in the last year. It's been very influential, particularly in the early parts. Nearly a clever offload there.
Okay.
It's always got the ball in two hands when the tackle's made. They're always looking for the man on the shoulder, the support player. Edwards plays a little bit of territory, but the referee has picked something up. I think it was a
7
offside from Whitgift, so Bromsgrove get the chance to put the ball deep into Whitgift's half.
I think we know what's coming. Kick it, line out drive, and I think they've just brought on number 16, is it George Smith, who's also absolutely massive. So they take one England prop on and they bring someone who's even bigger. So it's relentless from this Bromsgrove. The whole squad, very impressive.
10.
And as we said, Whitgift have got to try and stop this ball at source. I think you've got to try and get up, you've got to try and steal the ball in the air if you can. Because once this Bromsgrove maul gets going, it's impossible to stop almost.
Looks like Cutting is now throwing the ball in, so the second row is a multi-talented guy. It's interesting about Beck cutting the lad in the red and white
Play.
scrum cap, because he's playing for... Let's see how this develops, and we'll come back to that. There's a tight head Brock at fullback. Gets it off to Cooper Bent, the lively winger, still fresh legs even at this stage in the game. About 12 minutes left to play. Ball spinning out. Tight head prop is absolutely everywhere. He's enjoying this game breaking up. Lawrence Weston tries score to his name, galloping through the Whitgift defence there. They're just so in control. Doesn't ever look like they're really going to make a mistake.
Hold on.
Getting used to this.
Commentator's curse again. It's hit us all afternoon.
There you go. Stop
yeah,
playing the ball.
cutting there in the red and white scrum cap. Second row, England under 16.
Holding
Doesn't
on.
look like he's got the height yet to play at second row at an elite level, really. But maybe, you know, when you compare him to the other second rows that we've seen today on both sides, but maybe eventually we'll see him specialise in a different position, perhaps.
No, you just look at the height of the size of the modern day second rows. He's looking at probably about 6'3" out there. He's having a cracking game. If he wants to move forward, I dare say they'll move him to the back row. Or who knows with what they do
he's
now
been
with
throwing
him.
in at the hooker.
Or I was just about to say he could go to hooker. These are very, very good plays. Decision making in his hand is excellent.
But it's the joy of schoolboy rugby that you can have the time to develop these players in different positions, move people around, move people from wing to flank or into the forwards.
Yep. And you never know. You never know what position they are going to be. People change sizes. They lose weight. They get skinnier. They get taller. Or they go the other way around. Suddenly they develop a...
I'm only getting one way in commentary.
Likewise. They develop sort of almost a hunger. Some people that have been out in the backs and are happy on the wing, suddenly they get a hunger for it and want to get involved in the forward. So, yeah, as long as they're playing the game and they're enjoying it, and that's what schoolboy rugby, even at this level, it's about making sure that they have fun and they enjoy the game. And not just the sort of, we talk about the guys that are at the academies, it's the guys that are just playing for Old Whitgiftians or whatever local club is close to Bromsgrove, that they're playing when they finish school. When they go to university, they join their local club. It's not about producing academy players or premiership players. It's just making sure that they carry on playing rugby when they leave school, where everything is handed to you on a plate. You want to give them that love of the game that hopefully they continue playing when they finish.
And I think all four of the coaches and teams today that we've seen in the Cup, under 18 Cup, have that is their sort of mantra, to develop young players and to allow them the space to enjoy their time. And although we've seen some incredibly professional performances, there's a lot of enjoyment with it at the same time.
There's no point playing it if you're not enjoying it. Great line, great ball.
Here come Whitgift. 9 minutes to go. They are being willed on by their fans who've made their journey around the M25 or through London. Jack Forrest a little bit unlucky there with that pass, just going to ground. Harry Wilson fires the ball out. Fitzpatrick, he's been busy, he's kept working for his team. They've just got a lot of time because they're so competitive at the breakdown. It gives Bromsgrove so much time to organise their defensive line. Here comes Christophe Fostier. Hard man to bring down. Seemingly always makes ground as well. That's a lovely offload from Folk, and he's really actually come into the game in the second half when it's opened up.
He's had a very good second half. I think it's the big difference between the two teams. Whenever Bromsgrove get the ball, the breakdown, it's quick ball, they get in, that's gone forward. Whereas the Whitgift ball is just generally a little bit slower, which means that the Bromsgrove defence is set and they're coming with a real good line speed. Whereas the Whitgift ball is generally a little bit slower. Bromsgrove are competing so hard.
They've had a good day.
They've had a great day.
Look at that. Fantastic support.
Yeah, I know that a lot of their sports fixtures, I think, were cancelled today so that they could all come up and watch and support the school. which is great. I think that they want to be here supporting their school, and definitely the players on the pitch will love having the support there. I know that it made a big difference to the Dulwich team having such a good crowd watching them.
Premiership clubs and even our international team could actually learn maybe a thing or two about how partisan the schoolboy fans are. The atmosphere they create, even though it's a small bunch of them, is almost superior sometimes.
What a
but here they go.
break.
What a line from Ferdinand, who is flying into the Bromsgrove half. He's just got
had an excellent
bags of pace.
He's had a great second half. He's made a couple of searing breaks. And as you said, it's great to see Whitgift really having a go here.
Forrest.
Taking it to them.
But it's a very good turnover again.
Back out to get that ball.
Good run from number 18, Elliot McDevitt.
Yeah, Folk got that turnover again. There's your prop making a turnover on the touchline. He's been outstanding.
Yeah.
It's Jack Weston with that carry out for Bromsgrove. Here we go. Fitzpatrick. His captain called him the joker of the pack. The man needed to lift morale in the huddle. And he's certainly playing with gusto here in these closing moments. He doesn't want his pride dented at all. Sam Morley continuing on to the bitter end. Every breakdown is a scrap. And they've won a penalty.
Yeah, again, great to see Whitgift really going at them, not giving up. What they're going to do? Going to tap, go, yeah.
Sam Morley, off
right
he goes.
Decision.
Number 10, he's seen a little gap and he's got there. Brilliant character from Whitgift, this school. The fans run down from the stands in celebrations to cheer on. They're all flying down the side of the pitch to get a glimpse of the number 10.
I know from history, I know the stewards won't be overly happy with that. They probably were really glad that they didn't have a school from South London in the semi-final this year, and then the Whitgift lot turn up. But it's absolutely fantastic to see the crowd getting behind their team. But yeah, really good from Sam Morley, getting the penalty going, seeing a bit of a gap and backing himself to get the try. He's really sort of led this team in the second half. He's made the right decision. He's put people through gaps. He's had a good second half, Sam Morley.
He's got a very elegant kicking style. Hopefully we'll be able to witness that now, and our conditions don't put too much pressure on him. Just hitting the post. But he's a quality operator, Sam Morley.
Yeah, he's looked really cool out there, despite sort of being under a lot of pressure. He's sort of maintained his composure, his poise, he's pulled the strings well against a very aggressive Bromsgrove defence.
What have you made of James Taylor's performance at number 10 for Bromsgrove?
He's obviously had a very good game, because we haven't really talked about him, because he's just been pulling the strings, using the forwards well, mixing it out wide well. He's just done exactly what he wants to do. And we just see Whitgift running out here.
Here's Ferdinand, the man that made that break. Whitgift going to the end. We knew they were a fit team, and they're really showing it now.
Yeah,
Bromsgrove. Yeah,
and he's through again.
Here they come. Good break. Here comes Alex Hogg. Such a direct, powerful runner, and they're struggling to take him down. That is a fantastic run from the inside centre. They're really spurred on by this crowd.
Again, fantastic break by Morley. Hogg on his shoulder. And they've got an overlap if they can use it now.
Morley. Donnelly. Inside step. That is class.
Lovely try. Lovely try. From deep.
Leave him alone.
Real great character from Whitgift. Haven't given up. giving their crowd something to cheer about and playing with a real sense of pride. As we said at half-time, coaches would have just wanted to see some character and some fight and some pride from their team, and that's what we've seen.
I just got over.
Yeah, he's got a touch of the Cipriani's. I think that's the first time we mentioned him today, which isn't bad. But Fergus Donnelly, quality pass, nice feet, good prospect.
Absolutely, superb finish. Morley's opened him up there, Hogg's on his shoulder. Great to see in the last couple of minutes.
It's probably time though now for your man of the match, and Bromsgrove have been outstanding today. Who are you looking to award?
Obviously, lots and lots of great performances, but Henry Walker at hooker is the man of the match. He's been outstanding in the tight, out wide, stealing ball. Henry Walker has been fantastic for Bromsgrove. Amongst many, many good performances, I think he deserves the man of the match today.
Yeah, he started that under-18 Premiership final, and you can really see that class throughout today. But that's enough of that, because Whitgift are they want to be remembered for something, this Whitgift team, and they're going to be remembered for doing the shirt proud as they surge forward into the Bromsgrove half. And Bromsgrove won't want to finish like this. They won't want this to be the last memory before that Twickenham final.
No, very much so. And what Hogg and Morley have just led this fight back, but what it will do, it will give Queggs a lot more confidence that it's actually, if you play, as we said, against this Bromsgrove team, you've got to take it to them. You can't just grind out the match. And that's what Whitgift have done in this most of the second half. They've taken it to them. They've made Bromsgrove defend, attack wide, and Morley and Hogg have been brilliant at 10 and 12. And they've shown, as you've just said, they've shown that you can score against them.
That is a brilliant try.
Advantage over.
Whitgift. And they're jogging back. They want another one. They don't want this to stop. Very excited.
Well, they can go back to school on Monday with their heads held high, and at one stage it wasn't looking like that. The coaches will be proud of them. They'll just be a little bit disappointed that maybe it's taken so long to spark into life. But as you said, Queggs will be watching this thinking, right, we can learn a lot from this. Not an ideal way to finish, but Bromsgrove made lots and lots of subs, and most of their starting team stood down in front of us now.
It's an emphatic win for Bromsgrove, but Whitgift have done themselves incredibly proud. But Bromsgrove are looking to Twickenham again to retain their trophy. They want to join the elite Bradford Grammar, Colston's, Oakham, Whitgift and Sam Howard's triple winning Dulwich team, to be the first, to be a side to go back-to-back and retain the trophy and join that group of special teams.
They've got a very good chance. They've got a very good chance. They're an excellent team, but as are Queggs, I think it'll be a cracking final. Whitgift has just shown there in the last 15 minutes that they can be vulnerable, that you can score against them. If you win your line-out, you've got to stop their line-out. That's a must. If they get their line-out going, they're almost unstoppable. But if you can win the ball and you can take it to them, like Whitgift has scored 4 tries then. And we said about Queggs' defence that they concede very few. So I think it would be a cracking final, and it could go either way. I think Bromsgrove are very, very good, but as are Queggs. I think we've probably got the 2 best teams in the country in that final, which is what you want.
Unusual for me, isn't it?
It'll be a great occasion in a few weeks.
The first of everything, isn't it, Dollars?
Yeah, it certainly will. We may have seen some stars of the future today. Some great names have come through this competition, but the man that you picked out led that front 5. 4 of them England under-16s, but Henry Walker, what a terrific player.
Yeah, I dare say we're going to see Henry Walker's name in future. reminds me a little bit of Jamie George when he was at school, sort of got that build, but he carries out wide quicker than he looks, makes all the right decisions. He steals ball. His line-out throwing was excellent. He, a real strong prospect, and I'm pretty certain he's still a lower sixth. So he's got another year at school, which is quite frightening of what he's going to be like in a few years' time. But yeah, lots and lots of talent out there for the Bromsgrove and Whitgift. Like as I said, Morley and a hog, and then Ferdinand in open spaces, real handle.
Okay, well, the Bromsgrove coach is down on the touchline, former Gloucester and Worcester prop, Tony Window.
Well, I'm joined now by Tony Window, Director of Rugby at Bromsgrove School. And Tony, that was a pretty good day at the office.
Yeah, the first 30 minutes I thought the boys played exceptionally well. I think we showed a good balance in our game. We showed a very physical element with our driving play, but also played some good expansive rugby at the same time.
Certainly racing into such a tremendous lead, and one thing that's so apparent with your team is just the extraordinary spirit they've got and sense of community.
Yeah, very much so, and I think the beauty with those boys are they've all come through the school together, so they're a great testament to the school, and they show great pride in their school. But I did say to the boys at half-time, I thought, Dulwich are a very, very good side. I thought we just played particularly well for 20 minutes against a very good side.
Well, one thing that I think was very clear was that you can never write off teams in this competition, and Whitgift certainly gave it everything that they had, and just towards the end started to really fight back.
Yeah, they also showed a tremendous amount of character. You know, there's a lot of boys there should be very proud of what they've achieved today, and they've demonstrated at the end of it they are a class side.
Were the players nervous coming into this one?
I think there was an element of expectation on them. I think that brings its own set of nerves, but I think we've been trying to focus on our performance rather than try and worry about other things that are going on.
Well, you certainly as a school love this competition and have a track record in it. It's on to Twickenham again.
Yes, yeah, it'd be a great day out for the school. You know, the headmaster was very, very good last time and let the school come and support us, and I think it made a great day for the whole school, which is tremendous.
Well, you had great support today, and there'll certainly be great support again on March the 16th. Tony, congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Cheers.
Yes, as was mentioned there by Ollie, that final on Thursday, the 17th of March. There's confirmation of the score. Bromsgrove School, 50 points to 22. Let's have a quick look at the tries in the second half, and it was an astonishing second half, really. Rolling ball.
Yeah, I think almost in the first minute we just thought, oh, here we go again, another try, it's going to be all over. And then, as I said, great to see Whitgift were having none of that.
This was the finish.
Great finish. Absolutely superb finish. Then Bromsgrove, that offload, probably the offload of the day. Second row to second row. There's that man, Walker again, just doing the basics, getting that ball long, putting the ball on a plate for his scrum half. In he comes, and look at that, lovely offload. You're not stopping him from there.
This was the quick tap.
Yeah, quick thinking there from Morley, sees a bit of a gap, backs himself, good finish.
That's what you want from 10.
Yeah, and then lovely pass of his left hand, good step, over and goes. Yeah, really good stuff from Whitgift.
This was the late charge, willed on by their fans, and really inspired them. It almost came a little too late, you know. If I blame the fans. I don't really blame the fans. So that was 50 points to 22, the final score here. But there's so much more school action to bring you over the next few weeks. Next Sunday, mark your card, March the 6th, the under-15 semi-finals. Millfield v Sedbergh, and Warwick, who have got a superb outfit, superb setup at the moment, will be taking on Wellington. Then the finals day, Thursday the 17th of March, the Vars between Northampton, the Vase final between Northampton School for Boys and St Ambrose, and the cup final between Queggs, Wakefield, and the team that we've just seen beat Whitgift, Bromsgrove. It is my absolute delight to thank Sam Howard for being my company and my penguin warmth up here in the commentary box this afternoon. A couple of games, we're frozen to the core, but it's been an absolute pleasure.
Apart from the weather, it's been superb. 2 cracking games, and I'm sure the final is going to be something special in a couple of weeks' time. Thank you.